What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, party people? It is your boy, Coach D Brown, former big leaguer, former first round pick with the Kansas City Royals. And man, this is it's one of those special days, man. You know, I met these gentlemen a rainy night way in New Jersey about a year or so ago. I was out there with one of my other dudes out there, hustling with him, trying to get him some scholarship bread from Princeton, some Ivy League schools, man. And I had the opportunity to meet this young gentleman here in the cages, working with him a little bit. And it's funny how when you meet somebody and one day you talking to them and you just working with them, and then you don't never know where that person may end up. So fast forward a year later, this gentleman is all on perfect game, and top four all around baseball player in New Jersey, top first baseman in New Jersey, top 10, 12 first baseman in the country. All right, for his class of 2024. And the dude is blowing up on me, man. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to say I got a little something to do with it, but I guess my little 30-minute lesson I ain't got nothing to do with that, man. But man, this is a blessing, man. So we got Macai Moore, class of 2024 out there up in New Jersey. We're going up in New Jersey up there back in the Northeast. So my little New Jersey love up there. So, and we got his dad, Kareem, on here. Fellas, how we doing, man? Kareem, how we doing today, man?
I'm good, Coach. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Macai, what's good, man?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. So, you big time now, right? So, I appreciate it. I like to get the youngsters, man, before they really get big time and they'll be like, yo, coach, man, I remember, back in the day, I hollered at you now, but I'm only working with ESPN and MLB Network type now. So I got to get them early, you know what I'm saying? So, a lot of stuff is coming, coming to you, man. And the perfect game and the the offers and the colleges are coming, coming now, being just a freshman. Man, so how does it feel, Macai, when coming within a 12-month period from when I seen you to now, man? How does it feel, man?
It feels really good to finally notice how all the hard work is finally paying off. I'm not all the way there yet, but it's starting to show a little bit. So it feels pretty good.
No doubt about it, man. So, Dad, I mean, this is one of those times where, a lot of the travel ball, the lessons, and shout out to Duke Baxter. All right, Duke is on here. Shout out to Duke. All right. And, all the hard work and working with, Duke's program over there up in Jersey and putting the work in. How does that feel, to starting to see those blessings come from all the, the work that he's been putting in and all the hard work mom and dad been putting in to get him into these practices and these travel ball and his lessons and stuff like that, man. How does it feel from a dad's point of view that slowly starting to see these, manifestations happen, man?
It actually, it's great for your kid to finally, get the recognition that he deserves. And he worked so hard to get. And again, like we speak all the time, even though when we're at zone and we're, his hitting coach, Coach Steve Nakarek, is the work is just beginning now. It's just starting. This is when it gets hard because you're starting to get noticed, and different people from different states are hitting you on social media to come play, guest play here, the guest play there. So this is where the hard work actually really begins. Let's not get too high, let's not get too low, and let's just keep playing.
I love it, man. So what organization, man? I know you mentioned it over there, man. Shout out to the organization that you're playing for, man.
Zone Red Hawks and Bridgewater, New Jersey.
I ain't hear you. Say that again, please.
Zone Red Hawks and Bridgewater, New Jersey.
All right, cool, man. So, Dad, I like to kind of get to you, man, because obviously I love seeing the dad and son and the minority aspect of it being there. It's a reason why you start seeing these blessings and stuff happening. How did you get Macai into baseball? Is it something that he chose? Is the reason why you wanted to get him in the game? How did Macai? Because I know he plays football, but we all like to just go and think football and basketball is our only way out, man. So what did you do to get Macai into baseball?
Nothing. Absolutely. I got no credit for none of this. One day about, when he was 5 years old, start throwing pitches to him, and he just started whacking a baseball. And I was like, wait a minute. We may have something here. Hey, wait a minute here. And it just went off from there. And Macai just had a love to play baseball. I mean, and I have to be totally honest with you. It has zero to do with me besides paying for the lessons, paying for the teams, paying for the tournaments and things like that. But anything else, I don't take credit for that. I can't. It wouldn't be fair for me to take credit for that.
So Macai, what was it about the game of baseball, man, that, why not the football and the basketballs? And you might have played all three, but why did baseball, early, you choose, to want to be a baseball player?
I don't know. I had fun with it every time I played. I had a lot of fun. It was cool going out to play baseball, playing with your friends. A lot of my friends played it, so just wanted to be around them and playing baseball. And eventually, I just got better and better, and everything took off.
All right. So speaking of taking off, man. So, now it's, it starts now, right? So you're a freshman and you're on these charts and you're number one here and number 4 here and all of this. So, I'm gonna start with you, Macai. Do you feel like the work just starts now? You know what I'm saying? Now you're being recognized. So now you're going to become the hunted man. You know what I'm saying? Because when you go to these places and you playing against other high schools and stuff like that, they're going to know who you are just as much as, the perfect game around the country people are going to know, right? So how do you feel about being the hunted one?
It feels good that, I got a target on my back now. So now I got to do even better, put in more extra work, got to do what people aren't doing. So it's pretty cool to have people target you. It makes me want to work harder and play better and do the extra stuff that others aren't doing.
Good deal, man. So, Dad, man, now, it starts now. So like you said, you got people reaching out to you now and wanting you to play here and there. Have you ever gone through this, recruiting process and stuff before, man?
Wow. Great question. I graduated in the 80s, and I went through the process with myself in the 80s, and in 86, 87. And obviously things were a lot different back then. No social media, no 15 different offers. We had a couple kids that had maybe 5, and I was lucky to have a few myself. But it's overwhelming. I wouldn't want to be him at this age right now because it gets overwhelming. And I look at him sometimes and we read social media and man, you got a lot of stuff on your shoulders, bro. It's a lot between, schoolwork, between getting to lessons, getting to practices, back to schoolwork, and then just have family time because we understand this is family time is the most time that he can just be a kid. He's still got to take out the garbage. He's still got to clean his plate. He's still got to help out with his brothers. So it's we got to get the family time, and it's just so hard to juggle so much. But it is what it is, man. And we're gonna ride this boat as long as we can, and we're gonna trust the process.
Now, speaking of the process, man, leading up to this, obviously every parent has dreams and aspirations of a kid going to college and beyond, you know what I'm saying? Especially, I'm sure early he showed signs of this kid you're gonna be all right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. When what did you do to kind of prepare yourself for, obviously, and I'm not mistaken, Kareem, your sport was football, no?
Correct.
Okay. So how did you start preparing yourself? Because football and baseball is a totally different ball game. I don't care if 80s, 90s, or even now. How did was there anything that you kind of prepared yourself for, or did you listen to other people? And it's young, like you said, it's certain people don't even have this type of stuff going on to sophomore, junior year. He's a freshman. You kind of getting thrown to it early. Now you see little signs of people signing as freshmen, but that's not the norm. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not signing, but committing. That is not the norm. So what did you do to prepare yourself, or is it something that you just listen, let me just talk to somebody here and there to get some type of information. What are you doing right now to prepare yourself for this recruiting process?
I'm just fortunate enough to have people that's in our lives that went to the highest level in their sport, whether they went to the NFL and football. We have a lot of people in our family that went to the NFL and football. So then we know a lot of people that went a long way in baseball, went to MLB. So I just ask questions. I'm a sponge. Ask questions. What should I do? If I think I got all the answers, then I'm an idiot. So I just sit there and I ask questions. With his coaches, Duke Baxter and Steve Nackerack, these guys, they'll forget more about baseball than I'll ever know. So I just continue to ask questions. I continue to be eager to let everyone know, listen, this is the path that we're on. And, whatever it takes, we'll get in the car. We'll drive down to, a showcase in North Carolina. We'll drive down to a showcase, in upstate New York. We'll, Coach C. Brown's giving a showcase someplace. Okay, in Tennessee, we'll go. If the time permits it, we'll go. We'll get in the car, we'll pack up, and we'll go. And we learn from each place we go, what the do's and the don'ts, and how to prepare. And what we didn't come prepared, or we came prepared. What we got to do to get better. Macai, we got to get better. You got to get better. You got to get better. And the biggest thing is Macai hasn't want to get better. He has to want it, because it's not about me. He has to want it. And when he gets up and said, Dad, we got 5 minutes to get on the road. Okay, he's ready to play now. Opposed to me knocking on the door. Yo, bro, you got 5 minutes. We got to get in the car. So it's the other way around now.
All right. I love it, man. So he on it, man. So speaking of, like you said, going to the showcases, going here and there, so what's your plan now? Do you feel like you have to go and play with the major teams now? And if they ask you to play, do you feel like like that's the normal thing to do? Or is that something that, you look forward to doing? What's because right now everybody's going to be reaching out to you. You know what I'm saying? So what is your plan when it comes to that?
That's for who? Him or me?
I guess Macai. Let me ask you that, Macai. Are you, so if the Canes want to come and ask you come play, in Florida, what are you gonna do?
I mean, of course, it's very eager. You really want to say yes. They're a very good team, very good organization. You hear a lot of people committing, young ages, older ages. So it's really eager to really want to go and play with them. You're playing with a lot of good kids, but it's hard to say no, to stay loyal and keep playing with the team I'm playing for, and the people that have been supporting me since I was young, and I wasn't that good, so it's kind of hard.
All right, you're gonna have to make those decisions, and it's I mean, like I said, it's really no pressure. It's obviously it's a blessing that people want to have you play for them, but you're also gonna feel a little way because you're not going to be doing the normal things that your normal guys on your team are going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be going over there. Are you prepared to, essentially separate yourself, from, you're going to have your crew guys that you play with all the way up, but now it's on a whole different level. Are you prepared to essentially have to distance yourself from time to time, you know what I'm saying, from your boys?
Yeah, I think I am. I think, when the time comes. I got to do what's best for me and my family situation. I got to get where I got to go. But, of course, I'm still always, if they need me, come back, try to hang around my guys as much as possible.
All right. The dad, man, from what I was told, what high school is he at right now in Jersey?
Right now he attends St. Peter's Prep in Jersey City.
Okay. So that's a private school, right?
Correct.
Now, is there, certain areas, public schools are better than private, and most of the time private schools are better than public. Do you face that type of, is it kind of like that in Jersey too?
Yeah and no. I mean, we live in a town where they have a good public school. It's really good. They got, it's good education wise. And that's the most important is education. So But we live in a town. It's a lot of people. You know, we got a lot of kids. We got a really big high school, and you know, I guess it's more like to each his own. To some people say tomato, some people say tomato. So we choose to try to get my son and our kids into the best education situation that we can afford.
So now the facilities, anything better, or is it just something that, you know, you kind of did your homework on, just felt like, you know, we're going to choose St. Peter's Prep? You know, what was the decision? Because, you know, people don't, I mean, I guess it's like that in other cities. You always got multiple choices, but especially in that Jersey area, that private school sector, especially football wise, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's pretty big time out there, you know what I'm saying, with decisions and recruiting and stuff is going on. What was the reason for you to pick, you know, and the reason why I'm asking that is because, you know, I had a show about public school and private school, the pluses and minuses. You know, what was your reasoning for is it just strictly education for for changing him from a public to a private school?
Again, education is number one, first and foremost, but it was more of the stability of the head coach, of the head baseball coach. We wanted to go someplace where, you know, the coach was there. He's been there. He's cemented there. You know, so opposed to, you know, where we live at, you know, 2 coaches in 3 years, and you know, we didn't want to get involved. We didn't want to get in that. And this is something that he wanted to play. This is a game that he loves. So we have to sit down there and say, look, we got to do the best job that we can to put you in the best situation to be successful. And so we had a bunch of different schools, and ultimately it came down to where was he most comfortable at, and he felt that St. Peter's was the most comfortable school for him. And it wasn't as far as baseball wise, it wasn't even the one that had the most championships, because it was a bunch of different schools that came to the party. Some schools came to the party late, you know, but it was more, Macai said to me, he's like, that I want to win a championship over here. With not a lot of star power players. I want to win it here. And my wife was on board and going. And so it's a lot, coach. It's a lot. This kid gets up, you know, he gets up 5 o'clock in the morning. He got to get to the train. I mean, it's a lot. It's not easy. You know, he's up at 5 and he's back home at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I mean, it's a lot. It's not easy. And for a 15-year-old kid to do that, I mean, that says a lot.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yeah, people don't understand. That's big, man. So, I mean, you get in it, you grinding, you want it, you getting up 5 o'clock, coming home late in the evening. You know, what's going on with your grades, man? Tell me a little about these grades, man.
Mark, you know, I try to keep around anywhere above a 3.5, and I try to stay in that area.
All right, you take an ACT? Well, I know up north it's SAT. You take an SAT yet?
No, I haven't yet.
When do you plan on taking it?
As early as possible.
Many times as possible, right? Early and many times as possible? Say yes.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Right. I want you to, you know, and that's for the parents listening out there, right? So I'm glad I have, so Macai is a freshman. He's a high level ball player, right? So, and we're going to talk about, you know, a college situation now, but, you know, for my parents out there, especially, you know, a lot of times you guys wait to the last minute to you know, take the ACTs or SATs, or you may take them early and then skip years and then take it as much as you can. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a pass and fail type of thing. And I understand that you may want to make sure he's prepared and all that type of stuff, but like in Macai's case, he's a freshman. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you know, even if he doesn't necessarily get the highest score that he wants and all of that, at least he gets used to taking it. And you want to get, you know, at least 2 to 3 in by his sophomore year. Why not? You know what I'm saying? Because I guarantee this man, if not already, will start getting offers. So why not with the comfort of knowing that you already qualify for a Rutgers or a, you know what I'm saying, a big Power 5 school over there. You know, you already know from your GPA and you know, you already have those test scores in there. So for my parents listening in, Macai and Kareem too, you know, go ahead and, you know, wrap that up and start, you know, signing up and just taking it, you know what I'm saying? And because it doesn't hurt, you know what I'm saying? Try to take as much as possible until you feel comfortable that, you know, ain't nothing wrong with, you know, getting it by the end of your sophomore year. You locked and loaded with 1100 ACT or whatever, and you feel comfortable with that, and you got your full ride or whatever, you know, you ride out the next 2 years, you know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
Something to think about. All right. So, speaking of this, right? So, um, what are you doing, right? So I know we and I say we as athletes, your dad was like that too when he's on the gridiron. We all have our schools, you know what I'm saying? We all have our schools and vision of us playing somewhere, right? So Macai, where's Macai's, favorite schools that he dreamt of playing, man, coming up college wise?
No, always as a kid, I don't know why. I just always felt that Clemson was always my favorite school. It's always been like my dream school as a kid. But no, a lot of things going on in the world today. I've found out that that may not be the best place for me. So I've always thought about maybe staying closer to home, not too far away from my parents to come get me. They come watch my games. So anywhere in the ACC, maybe Maryland, Duke, somewhere close to home that they can just come.
Okay. So is it Kareem, let me ask you this. So is it one of those when you're talking to your kid about schools and stuff like that, he just said, is it something that's very important for, him to be close to home? Are you kind of, hinting like, hey, do you want to go, so and so here and all of that? Do you have some schools in your mind that you feel like, he can, you know, flourish in, and it sounds like you want him to stay local, no?
I want him to stay local personally. That's me personally. Being
Let me
selfish.
ask you, but why? Let me ask you that, Dad. Why?
Well, I have two other kids, two other boys I have. And once he's, he's gradually leaving. And so now it's more about, they play, little league. And so we can jump in the car and we can go as a family to go see him play. He can come home for home cooked meals. And I don't have to worry about his grandmother and my wife, he don't have this and he don't have this. And, one of us got to get in the car or one of us got to get in the plane. And we just want him to go to someplace that best fits him, whether that's D2, whether that's D3, whether that's JUCO or D1. We want him to go someplace where it fits him. And we have a motto in our family. We don't like to clap. We rather play. So going to Clemson and having a Clemson shirt on, a Clemson hat on, and a Clemson decal on my car, and my kid don't ever play. I don't see the sense in that right there. I'd rather go someplace where we're going to play and we're going to get a great education to fall back on. And let's play and let's have some fun. That's just me personally. Selfishly, I'm to stay right here. There's no question about it. And I didn't say right here. I said right here.
I hear it in your voice, Dad. All right, you know what I'm saying? So, Macai, man, I know it's been like a push. I'm glad I have you on right now, man. This is because I talk to many parents and many kids, man, and how being up there up in Jersey, up in Northeast, how do you feel about with the climate going on, about particularly the push that you see, the Mikey Williams, the kid, a couple of basketball players going to Howard and all of that? Like, how do you feel anything about HBCUs, or is it just something that if it happens, do you even like really know about HBCUs or anything like that? When it comes to the ball, what is your take on HBCU schools?
I mean, I don't really know too much about them. I see a lot of people thinking about going to more of them, like Howard. Like that's really the only one I really know a lot about. So I don't really look into them that much. But I think watching a lot of people starting to look at them more, I think I should start taking my little looks at them. Whatever school likes me, I like them. So I think now that a lot more people are looking at them, I'll definitely take the time out to maybe go to a camp or two to see if I really like it, see if that's the place for me.
All right. Question just came in. Shout out to Brenton up in Florida. About how many kids attend your high school?
My high school is an all-boys school. About maybe around 500 kids, 600 kids.
How does it work when how does it work as far as I can't, it's been so long, like I'm like your dad, I can't, it's been so, is it like A B C D class, or is it 5A 6A? How does it work in Jersey?
In terms of what, like now that we have
5A, 6A, or is it A, B, C, D, like class? Like like a 5A school or 6A school, or do you guys go class A school, class
like
B?
yeah, groups, like groups. There's like groups and sections.
Oh, that's how you do? Okay. All right. All right, you're getting the contingent out here showing, they petitioning over here, you know what I'm saying? So they said FAMU will love you. All right. You getting it, all right?
We love FAMU too.
All right. My boy Calvin Jones said Delaware State University. That ain't too far from y'all. Shoot, that's an hour.
No, that's not too far.
Yeah.
Look, we should say, we don't turn down nothing but our collar. We keep our eyes open and our ears open to everything, and we want who want us.
All right, that's the way you should be. All right. DeAndre says, how do you choose what showcases you want to attend?
Usually I pick the ones that I think are usually close to me, so I get there pretty quick. Usually the big ones. I try to go to a lot of the big ones. Try to showcase my skills against all the best players around the country. So whenever there's a really big showcase, that's the one I really aim for because, I want to play everybody. I want everybody to see me.
Let me ask you this. So you said it, and I'm glad you said it. You like where I think sometimes the parents more so than the kids. I want to go, to these high level showcases for the rankings and everything like that. Where if your parent, for my listeners, they were listening. He said, I want to go and compete against the best. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to go to the showcases and compete against the best. He didn't say nothing about the rankings, anything like that. The rankings come. All right. And I tell all my parents this when it comes to these showcases, especially the high level showcases, it should be about the competition aspect, not to see and get ranked and all that type of stuff. It's about how do I compete against the best? You know what I'm saying? The rankings will come from that. All right. So I'm glad you said that. You were like, yo, I just want to go and compete against the best and see why I, stack up against that. Not, hey, I want to go to this big time showcase so I could be ranked so and so and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And I know people like, oh, that's obvious, but it's not. A lot of parents seem to, be questioning the rankings and this and that. When you go to these big time showcases, you want to definitely go for the aspect of the competition. You want to face the best. You know what I'm saying? And don't worry about what goes over there because, Macai could be ranked the top 20 first baseman in the country, and he can go face the number one pitcher in the damn country, and he laces his butt over there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't going to be like, oh, I like the other top 10 first basemen better. You know what I'm saying? Even though he just turned on that 95. You know what I'm saying? So, again, those type of, when you out there competing against the best, I don't care. I guarantee you the Mike Trouts and all that. Mike Trout got picked 25th in the country. He wasn't the number one pick. He was a 25th pick. All right. He would end up being the best player maybe ever. So let me see here. We got a couple of questions coming in. All right. All right, they coming out. We got University of Scranton is a great D3 school, powerhouse baseball team, top 8 education school. All right. Everybody gonna be pumping their school out here for you to choose. Macai, how far did you hit the ball in Ohio?
In Pittsburgh.
Oh, we're talking about the one in Pittsburgh and PA.
Yeah, the one
in Pittsburgh and PA. Some people say it's around 385, around 400 feet, somewhere around there.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at these questions over there. Say that again.
I think they meant PA. That ball around my teammates and my coach said it was around 380 to 385, 400 around there.
In the 8th grade, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Good. That's a good country strength right over there. Calvin says, "Yo, I was drafted by the Tigers out of Delaware State. MEAC, great program. All right. They're recruiting, baby. They're recruiting out here. I love it. This is Matthew Fabian. This is Macai's Pop Warner football coach. He's always been a good kid with tremendous upside. Ask how does he stay humble with all the attention coming now?" Good question.
How I stay humble, I don't really try to talk too much. I don't really try to be the loud person. Sometimes it has to. Yeah, you have to be like that. You have to open your mouth. You have to act like you're that good. But I don't. I don't try to talk too much. I don't try to do too much. I try to be me myself.
All right. Do you find yourself having newfound friends and stuff now, or is it just kind of normal right now?
It's as normal as usual.
Your boys don't be on you different and acting different towards you?
Nah, not really.
That's good. Not yet.
Nah, not yet.
All right. What do you feel about taking hitting lessons? Billy asked.
I feel they help me all the time. They help me a lot. Really breaking down my swing with my coach, Coach Steve. He breaks down what I do wrong and what I should do right. We get him around over 200 swings. I think they're really important in getting better and being a better hitter. So I really enjoy them. It's really fun. I find the fun in hitting lessons.
All right. The how long have Dad, when did you start putting him in hitting lessons and why?
Once I read up on Derek Jeter takes about 300 swings a day off the tee. And this was a while ago that I read that. And this is just off the tee. This is not even hitting unless it's off the tee. And I was like, if Derek Jeter, Mr. November, does this, then Macai, we need to start taking a bunch of hitting lessons, brother, because you're nowhere close to that right there. So if this man could do it, then I know that we could do it. And it's like repetition. You get better. It's like when we first learned to tie your shoe. You couldn't get it. You couldn't get it. You couldn't get it. You couldn't get it. Then all of a sudden, you got it. Then you got better. You close your eyes and tied your shoe. It's like hitting base. That's like with hitting. Like Macai, you want to hit as much as we can go get hitting lessons. You should want to go get hitting lessons, but only if you want to get hitting lessons. I'm not gonna make you go get them. And then now he with Coach Steve Neckerack, he makes him, Dad, I got a lesson. I got a lesson. I got a lesson. I got a lesson. And I was like, man, another one. He said, yeah, Dad, I got a lesson. So we try to get it in with lessons probably about twice a week at least.
All right. Now I wanted to kind of get into this as far as we talked about the school aspect of it, right? And I wanted to kind of harp on this again too, and just a little bit. What do you? I know you're young, man. You're young. Do you have an idea of anything that you may want to study in school? Is that something that you have really kind of thought about yet, or is it just something that you kind of like, let me wait and see? Is anything that you think about ever majoring? I mean, young,
Yeah,
man, but
yeah. Me and my mom, we always talk about this. Like, what do I want to do? And usually, business and entrepreneuring. Running my own businesses. That's what I really think I want to do. Me and my mom always talk about running my own business, being my own boss, not working for anybody.
I love it, man. So business administration and stuff like that. That's one of your biggest, factors when it comes to choosing a school, right? So, what I like to have, when people work with me, I like to have, like, I already kind of have an idea now, right? You want to stay local. You know what I'm saying? The best program. Mom and dad don't want to travel too long. You know what I'm saying? And you want one of the best business schools, preferably in and around the Northeast area, right? Sounds like that's what it is. And you kind of fit there. Now you want to look into the type of ball they play. You know what I'm saying? So speaking of the type of ball they play, right, what do you consider yourself? You know what I'm saying? What position do you play? You saying hitting the ball 375, but for my listeners, right, they don't see your body. They all they see is your face. So, what type of ball player is Macai Moore?
I'm a right-handed pitcher. I'm a first baseman. Eventually, I think in college I'll have to move to corner outfielder or third base because I won't be 6'4". I'm a power hitter, gap to gap. Right-handed pitcher. I get the job done, but I can also move runners over. play small ball, baseball, get the RBIs, sack flies, do whatever I do to get the team to win.
All right. Do you consider yourself a middle of the order guy? Do you consider, one of the, just a plug in the lineup?
I'm middle of the order.
All right. You consider yourself a big time threat, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So, are you going to go to a school where there's a bunch of speedsters and they about pitching and defense, or you want to go to a school that mashes?
I want to go to school that mashes.
All right. So, it's the reason I asked that, parents, because again, these are all the things that you need to ask yourself. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to, picking schools, how to, obviously Macai is going to be one of the very, it is the very few that these schools are going to start coming after him. All right. And if not already, has anybody started coming after you, Macai?
There's a couple schools out there.
But it's going to come. So my thing is, he's a freshman. It's just walked into his freshman year, and my thing is when these schools start coming, these are the things from a family aspect you really sit down and say, like, you guys, major is important, location is important, right? Style of play, when I'm going to get on the field. You heard Dad say, he ain't caring about Clemson and all that. He cared about his son getting on the field and playing early and often. All right. So these are the type of things from a parent standpoint you need to ask yourself. As a family, sit down. All right. Are we just chasing the logo? Do we mind sending a year or two just to, go to that particular school, the dream school aspect of it? Or we're going to pick a school that has a major, good location, and good brand of ball where we can, develop. Is that something that you guys have really focused in, Kareem, as a family?
Absolutely. There's no question about that. It's like you said, we want to get on the field early and as often as we can. Again, I can't reiterate this anymore. Education, because no one can take education away from you, no matter what happens. And again, we want to play somewhere close. We want to get family and friends to support Macai as much as possible, and whatever sport he decides to play. So, the logo doesn't mean anything to me, and I know it doesn't mean nothing to his mother. It doesn't, these kids watch ESPN, they watch, these championships, and they, look, I could do that. And we have a motto in our house says, why not us? Why not us? If that young man can do it, well, why can't we? If that young man can go to that school and why can't we? Why not us? And so, and that's our motto. Why not us? And so, when it comes time to sit down, as a family to pick the school, because we got people, we got people tip tapping at us, no one really came, nothing really happened. Schools are knocking a little bit. They're paying attention. And but again, like you say, he's a freshman. But again, it has to be the right fit. And the right fit just doesn't mean the right fit on the field. It has all around. It has to be right. The environment. We want him to get the college experience and everything that goes along with it. Because I don't have to tell you, your college days, some of the best days of your entire life. You meet your best friends, and that you're friends with forever and ever and ever, 50 years. Oh man, you're calling people that you went to college with. So we want to sit down and take our time, and again, just trust the process and enjoy the process, and just.
Yes, man, I love it, man. You guys taking a great attitude towards this. So, Macai, I want you, from a player standpoint, you're in this day and age now, the Twitters and the Instagrams and the social media aspect of it. And I'm sure, you're seeing guys that you played against or know about and all of that at 2024 is committing and stuff like that. Do you feel pressure yourself is it something that, you feel like, man, I'd love to get an offer from, Rutgers or so-and-so, man. If they give me, I'm a commit right now. Do you feel that type of pressure now? Or is it something that you kind of, you ain't got that offer yet, so you ain't really, but what happens when you do get that offer? Is it something that, you look into and like, want to be on Twitter and saying, hey, I'm committing to so-and-so early? Do you feel the pressure to sign early? I mean, commit early, I should say, to commit early?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure to commit early, especially seeing guys that you've played against and you may think that you're a lot better than. Like, why are they committing? I think I should have that. Why do they have that? So definitely a lot of pressure.
How are you going to handle that pressure, though? You know what I'm saying? When, let's just say Seton Hall or Virginia comes and offers you, all right, next year, what are you going to feel? What happens if they tell you, hey, we're going to get this spot to another whatever. What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Are you going to take it or leave it? What are you going to do in that situation?
No, it's a definitely a big situation. That's definitely something me and my father and my mother would have to speak about. Really think, is this the school for us? Is this the place for us where I really fit into? And if it is, then that's the place for me. And then eventually I'll commit.
All right. Let me get a question in here. Does he feel any pressure being the only black kid at many of the events at that level? How does he blend in being only black kid on the team?
I don't really feel any pressure anymore. Like back when I was young, when I first started playing real travel baseball, there was a lot of pressure then. But now it's nothing. No, now there's actually a lot of other black kids out there at these events that I go to. There's plenty of us. I'm not the only one, so I fit right in.
All right. Seems to have he seems to have a fewer high school baseball IQ to be a high baseball IQ than to be in 8th and 9th grade. Talk about moving runners over and sack flies. Does he mind playing multiple positions and not stressing out about it?
No, I play anywhere you want me to play. First base, third base, center field. It doesn't matter to me as long as I'm playing baseball.
I love that answer. All right. I love that answer. All right. So now, all right, freshman year, 2024, you're playing football right now. What happens? I mean, because I know from what I've been told, you nice at football too. So, let's just say the next year or two, you got some baseball offers and the football offers come. What's your plan of action? When and if a football offer starts coming into the mix, what's your plan of action then?
That's really big. That would be incredible. That'd be the dream come true. But I'd have to choose whichever one I think will be better for me in the long run. And me and my parents would have to talk about that one and really decide where do I want to play, what do I want to play. Is this really for me? Can I really compete at that high of a level? So that would be really big.
All right. Dad, hell, you can teach me, Dad, because I'm going through this too. All right. So us dads, man, we out here in the social media age, man. All right. And now you have a high level athlete out here that's, maybe heavy on the social media and stuff. I don't know. So how do you basically, oversee the actions that he's taking on social media, knowing that, a lot of these kids right now are hurting themselves, stuff that they posting or reposting or liking or tweeting. How do you, from a dad point of view, oversee his social media handles?
Actually, we talk about it. We talk about it a lot. We talk about it a lot at his travel team at Zone. Coach Duke and Coach Steve, they're always reiterating to the entire team about, your social media, social media, social media. And, what I always preach to Macai is at some point in time that you are going to have to be responsible for your own life. And society isn't as forgiving as you may think it is. So, no one wants to hear that I was young, that I didn't mean it. Or no one wants to hear that. So, you have to do the right things all the time. Don't do the right things sometimes. Don't do just the right things when people are watching. You do the right thing all the time, then you don't have anything to worry about. You have zero to worry about. And I tell them all the time, sooner or later, Macai, you're going to have to be responsible for your own life. So you better be careful with what you put on your social media page, and don't think that you're smarter than smarter than other people. They pay people a lot of money just to figure stuff out like that. A lot of six-figure salaries just to figure out what's in Macai Moore's Instagram account that he got locked. What if a Rutgers coach, Coach Owens, came and says, okay, well, listen, open your page, right? Open this page right now. I want to unlock it right now. We want to see what's in it. And if you don't, and if you said no, then goodbye. We're done. So you don't want to have to hide anything. So if you're thinking about, if you have to think that it's not right, then probably it's not right. With that said, I leave his future in his hands pertaining to that right there. And God, that's on you. You do something that you ain't got no business doing, you're gonna suffer the consequences. And again, a lot of times society isn't as forgiving as you may think it is. So you better be careful. And it is no second chances. Everybody is not given a second chance. You got drafted, listen, no one says they're gonna give you a second. You're not, Coach D Brown, why do you deserve a second chance? Just because you're D Brown? No, you're not, so you're not always given a second chance. So that's why you're gonna have to take responsibility for your life and then for your actions. So you better be careful with what you do.
All right. Russ says, D, what are some advantages of signing early versus signing as a junior? All right. And as far as, obviously we can't sign, but I think he means committing. One of the benefits of committing early, I would say, is the pressure is, a little bit of a pressure is off. I really don't see too much of a benefit signing early. And I don't see not benefit. To me, the only thing is you got to keep playing. You know what I'm saying? It's a little bit off. One little check mark over there because most of the guys, like if Macai's in the next year or two, I'm sure, especially if he works with me, will be having an offer fairly soon. Then my focus is to make sure he continues, and dad and coach, his travel program and everything is for him to keep excelling. But now because he's already committed to a high level D1 school, now it becomes, how do we put ourselves in the best position to be, potentially see what we could do from a draft purposes, where we can go from a draft side, because now we have our grades, we have our school choice. We're not letting up. We're getting better, stronger, faster. And now we're going to see where, our draft stock may where it puts us. All right. That doesn't mean we're going to get drafted. We don't know. But, because of where we are nowadays with these freshmen and sophomores getting offers and guys committing fairly early, it gives you the opportunity now. Just go ahead and now that you say, hey, I'm going to go to Rutgers, now I'm going to go ahead and, continue to play better. But now I look to go to the pro side. Waiting till the junior year, you wait it out. You get to see many offers, see what comes in. You're a little bit more mature. The college team feels a little better committing and offering a junior than a freshman. That college feels better. Because they kind of know what they're going to get now. Rutgers and these other schools can offer a 14, 15-year-old kid as a freshman. Macai may, end up being all world, but if he stops working, which he ain't gonna do. But if he stops working, he ain't gonna, the projection of where they see him, it ain't gonna happen. So they may end up taking that offer. So from a college standpoint, offering that junior, they feel a little bit more comfortable offering that guy because they kind of know what they're gonna get. When the guy's 8th, 9th grade being offered and committing, they don't know what they're gonna get in 4 years. Dad, I mean, a lot can happen in 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, that's to answer your question, Russ. Good question. All right. Lorenzo says, you know what? Before speaking of social media handle, Macai, Brenton said this too. He wanted to make sure you get your Instagram or your Twitters, and then I'm gonna put that up there because you're gonna have some people following you. They want to know they want to see your progression and everything. So just be ready to give me your social media handles in a little bit. All right. But Lorenzo asked, shout out to Lorenzo D Town. What advice would he give a kid younger than him? What would you give that advice to a kid younger than you?
I would probably say, work on your craft a lot. Put in the hard work that, other kids that are probably not putting in, the long hours, the extra running, the extra bit of hitting lessons, the extra bit of fielding. So, work really hard and take every opportunity you get seize that every opportunity you have, and work with the right people, and take advantage of everything you have. And don't take anything for granted.
And teaching them well, Dad. All right. Brandon says one of the things that's beautiful about this is I see a very attentive dad that's preaching character and responsibility even more so than sports. Great job, Dad. And I'm getting goosebumps because I agree. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me see here. Gonna follow this young man. Keep grinding. Can't cheat the grind. All right, Lawrence. Shout out to Lawrence. I ain't seen him in a minute. All right. But yeah. So speaking of that, and while that's the second time we're gonna talk about follow or whatever. So, Macai, what's your Instagram? Or Twitter? Which one you want to put?
My Instagram is Macai Moore, just my name, and my Twitter is Macai_Moore. On my Twitter I post a lot more of my baseball and football highlights and that.
And you said, hold up, your Twitter is at.
Give me each one of you.
Macai, you said Macai
_Moore, yeah.
Yes.
All right. Russ. All right, let me see. Russ says, so this is Macai's Instagram and Twitter. All right.
Yeah.
Look about right?
Yes.
All right, cool. All right. And I'll put that up. I'm gonna put it up and I'm gonna leave it up, right? But Russ asks, can schools back out of a commitment? The answer is yes. They're doing it all the time right now. You know what I'm saying? And that just shows the character of the schools. So for parents out there that feel like once you commit to a school and the school offers you a scholarship, until you sign on that dotted line, it's just words. You know what I'm saying? You just hope they hold on to, just like they hope you hold on to it, because they know that 16, 17-year-old kids, they flip-flop too. All right, but schools do it too. You know what I'm saying? Until you sign on that dotted line, schools can essentially take away that offer at the last minute and leave you hanging. So that's a whole other subject. But from Macai's, what I would tell Macai, and for anybody listening in, is one of my, I ain't gonna say it's such a secret, but what I would do is commit to that high level D1. But what I also would tell him also is don't necessarily stop the recruiting. Still continue to talk to schools here and there, because you never know, right? And if he has really big dreams, and let's just say Macai in the next 2 years is just hitting 450 shots, and pro scouts are looking after him and all of that, I would then start telling him, and let's just say he committed to a Power 5 school, I would just tell him and mom, dad, and Macai, start listening to junior colleges, all right? Just for, and my people that listen to me know how I feel about junior colleges, right? So I would just start saying, hey, listen, just have a junior college on deck here and there, because if I had the Power 5 offer, now I have the junior colleges, I'm kind of listening, right? And then let's just say the pro side is have to be hard. If I don't make that pro, that draft, or I don't get where I want, and from a draft standpoint, now I have to make a decision. Do I go to that junior college, or do I go and lock myself up for 3 years? You know what I'm saying? In a 4-year school. So these are all the things that need to happen. Right now, Macai's, focus should be on deciding on what's the best school fit for him from a 4 year, standpoint, if that's what he chooses to do. But that's some of the formula I've talked to with many, many kids in the past, especially high-level kids like Macai. Commit to the 4-year school, right? Don't necessarily stop the recruiting. You ain't speaking on nobody here and there. You listening. But if you find yourself really kind of growing into yourself with, cards and stuff, and you're filling out information from the pro side, then I may listen to a junior college or so, because you may get that off, you may get an opportunity to get drafted. It may not be where you want, but now you're gonna have to make a decision. Do you want to honor that? do you want to honor that 4-year school, or do you want to step down and go take a junior college route and play 1 year and essentially try to increase your draft status? So these are the type of things that all goes on during this process, and especially when you're a high level ball player with all these options. These are great options to have. Okay, so I hope I ain't over talk, but I hope you guys hear me. So, let me see here. Answer that early on that aren't offering and scholarship percentages, they can't talk money that early. That will come later on in the process. Yeah, yes and no. All right, you're right, Lawrence, but they answered that early on they aren't offering and scholarship percentages. They can't talk money that early. That will come later on. All right, I know guys that be committing that, they got to know what they're committing to. So, but you're right. I'm going to just say that you're right now. Here's your video. Your boy Bill is setting you up. All right, here we go. All right, I'm sorry. Get the videos out. All right, oh damn, my bad. This is Macai's video over here. I ain't gonna play it live though, but if you want to look at it, we go from there. So let me ask you this. So Macai, now you ain't play a varsity game yet, right?
For football or baseball?
Baseball.
No, not yet.
All right. So do you feel the pressure? Do you feel like because all this attention coming to you? We kind of talked about it, man, but do you feel like the coach is going to lean on you heavy, especially being, 15, what I'm saying, 14, 15 years old? Do you feel that, have you looked at your teammates and, you guys and all of that and say, like, whose position and stuff I'm going to take or who I'm going to have to compete against?
Yeah, I've talked to a lot of my teammates. I've got to know them. I got to know a lot of them pretty well. I know who I'm competing against at my position. So I've gotten a good relationship with them already, during school, throughout the summer, talking to them a lot, So I think the pressure won't be there as much, without me knowing them, but that I do, I think I'll be fine. I'll fit right in and I'll compete with whoever I have to compete with.
I love it, man. What type of baseball program y'all have over St. Peter's?
We have a good baseball program. They were top 16 this year in the last dance tournament. They did really well. They're going to be a pretty good team this year.
All right. Do you ever dream? Do you think is an advantage or disadvantages? Growing up in the Northeast, and do you feel like you are behind the 8 ball a little bit? Do you feel like Southern players have an advantage over you? Do you feel that type of pressure, or not pressure, but do you feel that way?
A little bit, a lot of down south people, they get to play all year round. So, of course, they should be better, but that's not always the case. So I feel sometimes they do, yeah, yes.
All right, my boy Corey Smith. Shout out to my boy C. Smith. Said, "What up, Jersey boy? Send him my way." You're right, because my boy C. Smith. I don't know if you know Corey Smith over there, Jersey boy, former first round pick. You know what I'm
saying? We don't personally know him. I think we played against him once or twice his team.
Okay.
He's from the area, but we don't personally know him. I think we know people that know him, but again, we don't personally know
him. All right. Jason Walker says, "Amen." Nadine says, "You can take it and you don't have to report the score." Right. I guess that was early though. That was early. We were talking about SATs and stuff like that. Sergio, what's up, Sergio? Keenan, what's up? Good stuff, D. What up, Keenan? I'll hit you up. See Charles out there in Australia. What's up? Sergio says, "I love to see your dad with that dedication and wants to be really wants to be really good together with his kid. All right, 100%. Shout out to Sergio and ATL. Um, if the kid is good enough, he doesn't need to worry about. Just keep working that offer. Can't believe he plays, no doubt. All right. Shout out to DD and everything. So, couple more questions. Let me get y'all out of here, man. So, is it better to play JV as a freshman or do well, or maybe play varsity, maybe struggle and batting low in the lineup and have a fewer reps? That's a good question, man. It's almost like the college thing, right? Nothing like playing. You know what I'm saying? I would never say it's nothing like playing. Now, being the bottom of the lineup and getting his ABs, why not play varsity? Because then, now when you get to your sophomore year, now it's fun time now. You know what I'm saying? You're just balling out. But if he's sitting and not playing, getting the consistent playing time, then that's a decision where he may want to play JV. And a lot of these schools now they kind of let you do both. You know what I'm saying? They let you get your ABs and JV, and they need you to bring you up to varsity type of thing. So to answer your question, I like the AB aspect of it. But I think it's up to Macai. Like I'm just saying, it's up to the player. If he's batting in the lineup in the bottom half of the lineup and he's a young freshman and playing varsity, I guarantee if he hits, he's gonna keep playing. So it ain't rocket science. They ain't gonna take him out of the lineup if he's banging away. So my thing is stuff a little bit here and there, earn your stripes. But by the time you're a sophomore, you should be ready to bang away. So
Coach, really quick though, right?
Yeah.
I believe that the best experience is game experience. You don't get any experience by sitting anywhere.
Right.
And I believe that as an athlete, you'll get better because the game speeds up. As you get older, the game speeds up. But you'll get better when the game slows down to you. And in order for the game to slow down to you, you have to have experience. And experience is getting in the batter's box. The hardest thing to do in sports is hit a round ball with a round bat. That's the hardest thing to do in sports. That's coming at you 85, 90 miles an hour. So if the kid can hit the baseball, the kid can hit the baseball.
That's right. I love anything beats you gotta get your reps in, man. But like I said, if you're getting your proper playing time, man, I agree with you. All the way that you know what I'm saying. But I think right now I don't know your program like that here and there, but I believe that I seen you hit. I think if you just go and play like the way you're capable of playing, and work hard, what I'm saying, like I know you do, you'll be all right. They'll love to have you over there banging away as a freshman and up there on varsity, man. So listen, I would love to, Macai or Kareem. This is one of those platforms, man, what I love, and we, bringing on a, strong dad and a up and coming kid, and the relationship there. Mom is in the background, and she's the tech whiz back there of audio volumes and stuff like that in the background. But I want to, do y'all have any questions? You know what I'm saying, for myself or anything like that, man? Because I know this is a unique time. Dad, you ain't never really went through this before, right?
No. Again, nothing like this. Again, nothing like this. Again, in the '80s, when getting recruited in college, it was nothing like this. And I tell him all the time, listen, dude, you to be 15 years old and to getting to get emails the way you get them, and not so much now because he just started as a freshman year, but prior to him being in school, getting emails from these top ranked schools. And I said, dude, I don't envy you, man. I really don't. That's a problem. I mean, some people say it's a good problem to have, but sometimes a kid got to be a kid, man. Go get no bicycle, take a ride down the street, man. Go play some hoop in the park, man. I believe a kid has to be a kid, and that don't mean you don't stop working at your craft, but you do have to be a kid. He still has the same friends, that he always had, and again, in our house, we don't get too low, we don't get too high. We say even kill, but it's a process, man, and we're gonna trust the process, and we're gonna definitely enjoy the process. We're gonna definitely enjoy it. And like I told you before, Coach, we ain't turning down nothing but our collar. So anybody want to talk to us, we want to talk to y'all. Come somewhere, we did. So with that said, we just gonna trust the process, man, and enjoy this ride, man. We're really gonna enjoy the ride. And again, it's new to me. This ain't, you know, I think I had maybe 3 or 4 offers, man. This new to me. So but it's great. It's great, and I'm happy for him because the kid works hard, man, and he puts the work in with his coaches, man. Again, at Zone, man, with Coach Duke and Coach Steve, man, and you know, he puts in the work, man. He puts in the work with his pitching coach, man. You know, I got his pitching coach plays for the Rockies, right? Colorado Rockies. So you know, it's you know, he puts in the work, man. You know, he does, and you know, hey, you know, if it was easy, coach, everybody do it.
Everybody.
You know, everybody do it. If it was easy, everybody do it. And he ain't did anything yet. He got a long way to go. Yeah.
Right. But I love what you're saying. He needs to find that outlet to just, you know, enjoy it, but also continue to be a classmate, a student, a friend. You know what I'm saying? Something like that, man, because it'll get, you know, as the older he gets and then the more schools are going to be after him, the pressure, you know, you're going to so-called put pressure on yourself, and it gets taxing. But the good thing is, you know, from a family standpoint, you guys, you know, sound like you guys are well prepared for this, which is great. But, you know, your dad is right, Macai. Make sure that you do have fun with this and continue to be, you know what I'm saying, you know, just one of your boys. Now, you can't do everything your boys, you know, some of your boys is not doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You can't do those type of things because you got a little bit, you know, you got to sacrifice a little bit more than the normal person for what you're trying to get. But overall, you know, that was one of my main focuses. And I'm sure your dad, too, being a, you know, a recruited football player. My main focus is like, listen, you know, I'm gonna still try to be the same dude, you know what I'm saying, that and around my boys and have fun. God has blessed me with a talent, just like God has blessed you with a talent. That's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their talents. Yours is playing on that ball field. All right. Let me see here. We have a couple more questions to get you out of here. Early, he said he plays for his local travel ball team. Okay. I think Russ said early. Let me see. Are there elite travel ball teams out there for ranked players, or do they stay local?
A lot of big time players from my age group, you know, they play for the big teams, the Canes, they play for the US Elites, the Bronx Bombers, the Cityus team. They play for all the big teams, you know. But then eventually, sometimes every weekend, you know, they'll go play with their local team, with their guys, and have fun.
All right, good deal. So, listen, I appreciate you guys coming on here. This is years ago, you know, when I started doing this, these are some of the things I wanted to do. I wanted to have, like, you know, parents announce their school, you know, or not parents, you know, kids announce their school of choice on this, you know, on this platform. And you know, we're not quite there yet with Macai. So when you do make that decision, I love you to come back on and make it here. But I think it's such a great platform, man, when you get, you know, insight, man, with just to see the progression of what's going on with him from when I first met him last year in January of 2019 to where he's at now. And just to see where he's going to be in the next 2 to 3 years himself, you know what I'm saying? I'm very excited about that, but I'm glad that I'm able to get him on early as a you know, freshman and his dad. So you can kind of see the progression. You can see the process. You can see why he's in the position that he is in. And I get to, you know, be a small part of that and document this, you know what I'm saying? Because this is what needs to be seen. There's a lot of craziness going on out there, man, but this is pure. This is like hard work. This is, you know, real stuff right here that, you know, supersedes anything going out crazy in this world, man. This is a, you know, young kid getting opportunity to fulfill his dreams. He's on his path and of doing that. So we talk about recruiting. We talk about education. We're talking about, you know what I'm saying, that father and son bond and traveling and everything like that, man. So this is what the, you know, I try to bring on here, man. So, you know, I appreciate you guys being a part of that. And I love the platform that I do, you know, have, and bringing on these, you know, parents and young players here and there. So saying that type of stuff, dad, man, there's a lot of dads out here, you know what I'm saying? And all around your age group, man. And their kid may not be quite where Macai is, or they may even be higher. You know what I'm saying? But they still want, some type of nugget, or especially for those dads that are coming up behind you that want to be, their kid, they want their son to be where Macai is. What type of advice would you give those guys? You know what I'm saying? Those dads out there, or those family, that mom and that family out there that's, wanting to be, trying to figure out the best pathway and all of that to, make it happen out there. Do you have any words for those parents?
I got a couple. One of the things is it really takes a village, Coach. It really takes it when they say a village, it really takes a village. If as parents we believe that we're naive enough to have all the answers, then we're crazy. It's like when we met up with you that rainy night, and you're giving lessons. I backed away. That this your party here. I'm a guest here. And then we took from that. And the first thing Macai said to me about you like, Dad, where's the next place he's giving? I said, we'll figure it out. We'll find out where he's at. And we appreciate you for that. We appreciate the platform that you give us to come here. Because again, everybody plays a small role, in someone's success. And I just and my advice to anybody, to any parent out there, is talk to your kid and find out what they want to do, and don't live vicariously through them. My days are over with sports. I got seven surgeries say my days are over with sports. Now, or it's her turn. If you got a daughter, it's her turn. So just talk to them. Be if they want to go play badminton, man, let them play badminton. My advice is just encourage them to be the best badminton player they can be. If they want to go sew, man, make them the best seamstress they could be, man. And that's what it is. And it really takes a village. And one thing I tell my son all the time is, I didn't have no me, and he has me. And my other two kids, they have a me. And at first he didn't understand that. And I was like, you want me to break it down to you? And he's like, nah, Dad, I get it. I see, I didn't have no me. You got me, though. I'm chilly. I see parents in the stands and they always, Macai hit a home run or he make an error. I have the same facial expression. And they was like, well, did you see Kareem, what he just did? I was like, oh, yeah, I seen it. I got eyes. I seen it. Ray Charles seen that home run he just hit. I seen it. But I just stayed level. And, in the car, I go crazy. I'm the biggest cheerleader. Biggest critic, but I'm the biggest cheerleader. And, we'll get in the car and we'll talk about the game in the car. And we don't embarrass no. We don't embarrass nobody. We'll get it next play. Just support your kid. Support him the best way you can, man. And I think today, man, Macai's going to be, and he's going to be where he's supposed to be at, Coach. He's going to land where he's supposed to be at. He's going to be a JUCO, D1, D2, D3. HBC. He's going to be where he's supposed to be. God has a path for him, and where that lands, God knows, and it's going to be fine. And and that's really, and I know I'm long-winded here, but that's really how I feel, man. And as long as you support your kids, man. And again, it takes a village. It takes a bunch of us, man. It takes the D Browns. It takes the Barksdale family. It takes the Coach Duke. It takes the Coach Steve, the Coach Mike. From Zone. It takes zone organization, man. So it's a village. There's a couple coaches. Macai made the down to USA team tryouts down in North Carolina. NTIS. A bunch of great coaches down there. It's a man. It's a village of coaches, and that's pulling for the kid. So again, with the parents, just it doesn't matter where the message comes from, as long as it's a positive message, we'll take it.
I love it, man. So listen, man, before you go, Macai, all right, I want you're gonna, Dad just gave us a great message, man, but I want you to I want you to speak from a this is what I'm going to do type of atmosphere, not in a braggadocious way, but just be like, so for that kid listening in, I want that young kid to hear how you speak your future into existence. All right. So if you understand what I'm saying, I want to, where's Macai going to be 3 to 4 years right now? Where do you see yourself being?
Where do I see in the next 3 to 4 years, see myself about to graduate high school. I already know where the college I'm going to go to. I'm going to know the coaches. I'm going to have a really good relationship. I'm going to be at a very good school. No, be at a very good school that I like, that really likes me. And I'm going to be playing baseball, maybe playing football, depending on how high school goes and how everything else goes. And I'll be doing me. And I'll be probably, in my opinion, majoring in business, trying to be my own boss after, life after baseball. And hopefully, getting ready to play for the best baseball team I can play for and being the best baseball player I can be. And, one of my goals is to go to Omaha, win a College World Series, live the college experience, and be the best me I can possibly be.
And I love it, man. And you're gonna do that, man. And great kid. Mom, dad, you guys are doing a great job. Macai, keep fighting, man. Keep growing, keep working hard, man. And you fulfill those dreams, man. And I would love to help you any way I can. So, speaking of that, listen. Tomorrow I will be on. I keep saying 4 p.m., but I keep coming on at nighttime. But I just felt like tonight would have been, was a good night to have our guest on here speaking about the recruiting process as is just beginning for Macai and his dad and his family. So I'll be on at 4 p.m. tomorrow. That's the plan, and we're going to keep this knowledge and ball rolling. Just remember, I'll be in Atlanta, man. These showcases, and I'm trying to give the best exposure I can for young men like Macai and obviously I know Macai's up in Jersey, but for those people that's in this area, in and around the Southeast region, you know what I'm saying? You come, I don't care where you come from, but my thing is, this is what I'm trying to provide as an opportunity like Macai is having. You know what I'm saying? Where the future is bright and schools are going to be starting to come after them, man. So if you want that type of platform, man. You want that type, to be seen and everything like that. Come to these showcases. Again, in Atlanta on the 17th, Orlando, Florida on the 24th, October 31st, we're in Dallas, and then November 21st, we're in Waco, Texas, man. So, come on out there, man, and go out there and do what you got to do. So we got a couple of messages that come in. Robert Lewis Bailey said, "Best of luck, young man." All right. And we got Suki Flores says, "Best of luck. Follow your dreams, Macai." All right. So hopefully you get some more followers over there and people following your progression. And let's just see in a couple years, let's see where we at. You know what I'm saying? Come back on here, man, and just do a little progress report, man. Sound like a plan or what?
Of course.
All right, no doubt, man. Thank you, man. Kareem, thank you for coming on, brother. Macai, thank you for coming on. Parents, I appreciate you guys listening in on this Wednesday night. So Macai, I want you to remember this, man. When you big time, I want you to remember this. I'm not telling my last story. Get out of here. At 14 years old, I was your age. I'm fall of my freshman year. My first ever interview I did was with a guy named Eric Coleman at he was a local video, reporter. And I just finished my first football, I had a really good football game and I did a TV interview and all of that, right? So 20 something years later, right? Within the same week, we had Brian Kinney, all right? And Eric Coleman gave me my first interviews at 14. Brian Kinney now is the main guy with MLB Network, and Eric Coleman is one of the head, I'm one of the big guys on a radio talk show on ESPN. He comes on ESPN First Take. So when you big time, I'm gonna be like, yo, when he was 14, he came on my show and did his thing. You know what I'm saying? So, just remember that, man. So when you big time, don't be big leaguing me. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna choke you. I'm gonna be like, yo, I remember 13, and then, and in the cages, man. So, but Tycee says, God bless Macai. Stevie says, best of luck to you. Jason Meyer in Wisconsin says, good luck to you, young man. And we go on. All right.
And before I leave, I'd like to shout out Zone Sports Academy and Coach Duke and Coach Steve, Coach Mike Nicarag for everything they've done and helped me out with. If any young players want to go play baseball around the New Jersey area, they're definitely a place to go for development.
Shout out to Coach Du Baxter. He was on earlier, man, and good dude. I like a lot of the stuff that they do, the drills and stuff. Wise. So I second that, and zone baseball in New Jersey, good program over there. All right. And here again, this is his follows as we go out there. Go and follow this young man on Twitter and Instagram. All right, his progression. Dad, I appreciate you guys for time, man. You guys take care of yourselves, man, and I will be in contact. Parents, 4 p.m. tomorrow. Let's keep this ball moving, man. Take care.
Coach, talk to you soon. Take care.
All right, bro.